It was Victoria Nuland and Jeffrey Pyatt discussing how to form the successor government to the Yanukovych regime, even though Yanukovych was still in power at the time. But the revolution was raging, and at the time it was still like non-violent. It hadn't they
Okay,
hadn't upped
so
up the they
let's
hadn't amped
see
up the
how it
violence
looks.
yet. Okay, when they recorded this call. Now
Uh,
the word is that it was the Russians who did it, which makes sense because
I have no
it
idea
could have
how
been
the
that
sound
Nuland or
is,
Pyatt or both
so
recorded the call, but why would they release it?
it
Hmm?
sounds
I mean,
like
it would make sense, for both of them to record the call and hold it perhaps later as insurance in case of
something.
anything, but neither one of them fell out with it.
No?
But the Russians recording it, that makes a lot more sense. So the Russians released that recording. It was clearly to
Yes, what
undermine
is it?
the revolution. It was a very poor way to undermine it. It was interesting, but because the revolution happened, and and all of a sudden in that call, you had how Newland and Pyatt were micromanaging the new regime.
So I would say this is one of the most interesting things that he is saying. If you understand, let me see how. Okay, this mixed sound. It seems to be okay, but let me know. I will stream for the next. Well, we'll see. But what I mainly want to discuss is this talk by Gonzalo Lira, who is, in my view, one of the sharper thinkers when it comes to uh, well, the situation we're in today. And why I believe so is because that he is followed and discussed by several of those that has my trust. And today, trust is more important than ever. Uh, it's good. That's what I want to discuss. It's a very good uh, Spotify episode now when Joe Rogan is talking with Bill Maher, because it's actually refreshing to hear two commonsensical liberal people just discussing what makes sense. And I feel, I think Bill Maher is definitely a bit of TDS and a bit, yeah, we will see. But I think he can be the bridge between Jimmy Dore, that Austin was talking about, like reaching the more old school liberals. Yeah, I would say so. That maybe has more heart than brains, where Jimmy Dore feel like he's going more in the direction of having more brains than ideological affiliation. I don't know if that's correct. In any case, so I will just listen along and play and stop if I find something interesting. Uh, I hope so at least.
In that call, which is fairly extensive, they are heard discussing which political figure should head the interim government and why.
Was this Yatsenyuk? This we know is a fucking scumbag, a snake.
and Nuland picked Yatsenyuk, yeah, to be the new leader of Ukraine, the interim prime minister, rather, of Ukraine, because she wanted to save Klitschko, another political figure, famous boxer, wanted to save Klitschko for later, for like more long term. See, I mean, she micromanaged it like that thing, and talking about different people at different positions in the government, a real, fine tuning, she was right in the heart of it. Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting, that kind of micromanaging. Mm-hmm. Because it speaks of a certain type of personality. Because there are some people, like, to give an example, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan never micromanaged a goddamn thing. Okay, what he did was he just gave general. We want to go that direction, and you boys figure it out. We're going that way. And his boys, George Shultz and Caspar Weinberger and whomever, would say, but why don't we go over there? No, we're going that way. That's where I want us to go. How we get there, you figure it out, but that way. That is actually a better way to lead, I've noticed. I mean, just studying other people. Because when you micromanage, you start getting stressed out, you get all neurotic and stressed and all the rest of it. It's stupid. It's better to just sort of like give it a big direction and sort of like go.
Okay, so this, I would say, is one of the more important thoughts. That painting with a broader pencil has will actually, by definition, have a higher acceptance level over micromanagement, because micromanagement actually puts you in the seat of that you actually should know better than the one who is actually doing the job. And this is more prone to be geared towards theoretical numbers or KPIs, where measurements on the practical level that can have more immediate operational value than more theoretical numbers that in many ways are easily obfuscated, like painted in nice graphs to hide the data. This is kind of like what they talk about on the Rogan show, with the two scientists talking about, one had a timeline extrapolated where he showed in a historical sense what we were experiencing was totally within the historical transitioning, and of the human impact we were accounting for 5% of the overall. So whatever we do, like even if we become 10% better in whatever, then our impact is what is a good word? Non-impactful, kind of. Well, there is of course an impact, but in the greater scheme of things, it is not negotiable, negligible. What do you say? Negligible, negligible. It's minuscule. It's almost nothing. Okay, almost nothing then. So his thinking about micromanagement is actually very interesting in this sense that we were talking about the grander political scene.
That way, the ship is going that direction, and let other people figure it out. But Newland isn't like that. She likes to micromanage every fucking little thing, and she did. She micromanaged the.
And I think this is where the psychopath comes in, or the sociopath that we often see in politics and in upper echelons of corporatism. The ability to shut off the emotional factor and just go on the micro manageable, so I would say more transactional, KPI driven. That's people that say that human interaction can be replicated by AI. And if you have ever been in customer service, I would argue that you can very easily outcompete any AI-driven customer service. It's just a matter of like measuring the value that human interaction can, like the ripple effect of, for example, word of mouth marketing, from having extremely good customer service, like the Sappho brand that Amazon bought and destroyed. This guy who had a very open, like the office should be a fun place to go, not like industrial shit. That, and you should have fun with your friends at work, like. Like he was very early in thinking about making your office the home environment. So I would say that he was the first thinker, and if you read his book, you will also get the sense that he valued his employees very much. And he offered his employees three, I think it was 1 year salary. He offered them 1 year salary if they went to a competitor. And that is brilliant, because he is actually paying for someone to be the first canary in the coal mine. And he wins, or the company wins, for saying, okay, we are not offering as good incentives for our customer service personnel as a competitor, because obviously if someone is getting a better offer, they will move along, unless they have other values that is important to them. Because for many people, salary is definitely not the most important thing. Having nice colleagues, having an interesting job, having career opportunity. For example, I am one person who I never mind starting on the floor. I would sweep the floor if I just get a chance, and then hopefully the person who sees something, we can grow together, and someday hopefully I will have someone who sweeps the floor, or maybe 20 who sweeps the floor, because I want to put this shit into a system and make it happen for other people. Not really for my own sake, but but you should try to. It's a bit like was it Nietzsche? He was talking about this, about kind of like the sentiment of gladiator. What you do in what you do in history echoes in eternity. The same, like imagine your actions will be replicated for the rest of eternity. I think that was in one of Nietzsche's books, and I think that was the part that was influenced by Schopenhauer. At least, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, but I really like this guy.
Maidan Revolution, and that implicated her. That's the important thing. The fact that she so micromanaged the Maidan Revolution made it clear that she was the person. Her fingerprints were all over that thing, and it was clear that it was a coup d'état. It was the violent overthrow of the Yanukovych regime. Whatever you might think of the Yanukovych regime, it was legitimately elected. Nobody disputed the election. But what was key about it was that it showed the split.
There is one of the, if not the most important part of this talk. Because many people in the West, I am actually not so accustomed with the East, but when you look at South America, the question is how many of these, good night, how many of these,
Do you want a cable for the headset?
yeah, that would be good, thank you. What were we talking about? Talking about Newland, we're talking about our, thank you.
Can I turn one off the light?
Yeah, one of them.
Or do you want the one behind you?
No, it's fine. Thank you. Okay. I need to plug in the headset for it to not go totally silent. Let's see if it is working. Yes, it seems so. And what? Let's see how it looks on there. Let's see if it is working. Yes, it seems so. And what? Let's see how it looks on there. Okay, I can hear that the sound is not the very best. And I can hear dogs in the background. Let's see, the current bit is impact and so on. What? Okay. Men frågorna. Okay, I can hear that the sound is not. I'm sorry, I was switching back and forth. And I can hear dogs in the background. Let's see, the current. Okay. What did I want to do? Open widget. I actually think they were saying something like that. Okay, why? Live. Okay. This I don't understand. And now it's very good. Okay, so let's hear that. Okay, why? Live. Okay. Okay, so the sound is not, it's not good, but it's not total shit. But I need to hear how
The ethnic split, or the regional split, between the center-west of the country and the east-south of the country, between the ethnic Ukrainians and the ethnic Russians. And Nuland sided with the ethnic Ukrainians against the ethnic Russians. Mm-hmm. And when Poroshenko came to power, the next president, she made sure that that government abused between the center-west of the country, and of course she made sure that the Ukrainian army started getting seriously supplied with weapons, and she used ethnic Ukrainians and the ethnic Russians. And Nuland sided with the ethnic Ukrainians against the ethnic Russians. Mm-hmm. And when Poroshenko came to power, the next president, she made sure that that government abused between And of course, she made sure that the Ukrainian army started getting seriously supplied with weapons, and she used ethnic Ukrainians and the ethnic Russians. And Nuland sided with the ethnic Ukrainians against the ethnic Russians. And when Poroshenko came to power, the next president, she made sure that that government abused. And of course, she made sure that the Ukrainian army started getting seriously supplied with weapons, and she used ethnic Ukrainians and the ethnic Russians. And Nuland sided with the ethnic Ukrainians against the ethnic Russians. And when Poroshenko came to power, the next president.
Okay, so
and the other foreign policy people at the Council of Foreign Relations. You see, so her job is to make sure that the political support back in Washington keeps her afloat. So the only way that they keep her afloat is that she continues to facilitate the corruption. Because the people I've mentioned, Pelosi, Biden, Kerry, and what's his face, Romney, all of them have sons who have no-show jobs in gas companies in Ukraine, clown world that it is. But it's not just that. There are all kinds of shady little deals and shit like that. And like the biolabs, for instance. The biolabs, and we're coming out, and it came out in the Daily Mail a couple of days ago, that these biolabs not only were run by the Department of Defense, they were funded by companies attached to.
Now this is something that seems very
Hunter Biden.
sketchy. I will check if I can find okay. What was it that I wanted? It was okay. What was it that I wanted? It was okay, great. Okay. What was it that I wanted? It was okay, great. Okay, so I hear that there is a certain lower. I should probably increase the sound. What was it that I wanted? It was okay, great. Okay, so I hear that there is a certain lower. I should probably increase the sound. What was it that I wanted? It was okay, great. Okay, so I hear that there is a certain lower. I should probably increase the sound. What was it that I wanted? Okay, great. Okay, so I hear that there is a certain lower. I should probably increase the sound. Great. Okay, so I hear that there is a certain lower. Okay, if I do default, but wait. Okay, if I do default, but wait. Okay, if I do default, but okay. So how is the sound when I do this?
Dude, what the fuck? See, I mean, this kind of corruption. They're all like in bed together and all like, and her job is to keep this money train going. See, and at the same time destroy Russia. See, she uses a corrupt government to destroy Russia. And so the weapons flowed into Ukraine from starting in 2014. Dude, what the fuck? See, I mean, this kind of corruption. They're all like in bed together and all like, and her job is to keep this money train going. See, and at the same time destroy Russia. See, she uses a corrupt government to destroy Russia. And so the weapons flowed into Ukraine from starting in.
Okay, that was quite good. The volume was perfect. I will now try to play a bit of Rogan. At least I hope so.
People can abuse it. Because you can abuse everything.
No, of course. And by the way, personally, I have never abused it. Pot.
That's awesome.
Never been an everyday smoker.
That's good.
I don't think this...
Okay, I might not be able to play. Okay, that's good to know. So I cannot play commentary on... Oh, it doesn't matter.
After the coup d'etat, after the Maidan revolution, the revolution of...
But of course I need to listen to the sound. Okay, I might not be able to play. Okay, that's good to know. So I cannot play commentary on... Oh, it doesn't matter.
After the coup d'etat, after the Maidan revolution, the revolution of...
But of course I need to listen to the sound. Okay, I might not be able to play. Okay, that's good to know. So I cannot play commentary on... Oh, it doesn't matter.
After the coup d'etat, after the Maidan revolution, the revolution of...
But of course I need to listen to the sound. Okay, I might not be able to play. Okay, that's good to know. So I cannot play commentary on... Oh, it doesn't matter.
After the coup d'etat, after the Maidan revolution, the revolution of...
But of course I need to listen to the sound. Okay, I might not be able to play. Okay, that's good to know. So I cannot play commentary on... Oh, it doesn't matter.
After the coup d'etat, after the Maidan revolution, the revolution of...
But of course I need to listen to